Have you done the homework? Hello. Okay. Okay, let us go for the next one. That means firstly we have seen topological space. Then we have seen some of the some of the examples, discrete, indiscrete, and some usual example like having x is equals to cardinality of x is either 3 or 2. And then we have seen a related topological space. Okay, and some of the examples of relative topological space. See, again, I am saying you should have a habit to speak. Otherwise, I will not able to come to know whether you are understanding or not. Because for the last semester for classical mechanics, some of the students are having the problem about my teaching that they are not understanding what is a classical mechanics. Okay, general topology is a paper which is completely new for you people. Okay, so I am saying repeatedly, if you have any type of a doubt, you can ask at any time in your lecture, right? So don't be hesitate about that or how to ask this one. So sometimes the same problem will be there for every student, and see, we are not knowing to we will be not able to understand what are your problem. If suppose it was a physical lecture, then by reading your faces we can understand how this step is confusing for you people. But right now you should speak that this step we are not getting like this. Okay, since as the paper of topology is completely very vast in the syllabus, but it is easy. Okay, so having a vast syllabus and so many properties, so many definitions, so it will be somewhat confusing. But if you write down on a single page or in a 2 pages, okay, that what are the properties, which one, which space has which properties, what are the examples of topological spaces, right? So if you write it in a single big page, okay, जो हम drawing के लिए use करते हैं, so at that time it will be easy for you. Okay, so have a habit to ask the questions, or if you have any type of a doubt you can ask. Okay, so लास्ट सेमेस्टर के जैसे नहीं होना चाहिए कि आधा पेपर कंप्लीट हो गया क्लासिकल मैकेनिक्स, देन आई कम टू नो दैट यू आर हैविंग सम प्रॉब्लम्स अबाउट द क्लासिकल मैकेनिक्स, राइट? So from beginning itself, I am repeatedly telling you. But if I start the syllabus, if I start the teaching, I will not be able to tell the same things repeatedly. That you should ask the question, you should uh, ask the doubts and all, right? So जब हम start करते हैं teaching तो तब उतना ध्यान नहीं रहता है कि हाँ, so in every lecture also I am asking you what are the doubts and all. Okay, so for topology at least you should not do this. Okay, if you have a doubt, ask earlier so that we can clear this. Otherwise, the whole topology paper will be difficult for you people. So in the last lecture, we have defined what is a Ford space. As I told you, I also don't know why the name is given as a Ford
मॅम
space.
मॅम आय हॅव डाऊट. तुम्ही जेव्हा सिलेबस लिहिता ना, म्हणजे जे जे काही सिलेबस ते तुम्ही लिहून देता ना, ते बेसिक कन्सेप्ट एकदम साईडला आणि जे आहेत ना ते एक्सप्रेशन एका साईडला लिहा. म्हणजे ते बेसिक कन्सेप्ट कोणते आणि ते त्यातलं प्रूफमधले लाईन्स आहेत ते कोणते तेच कळत नाही असं होते. त्या अंडरस्टँडिंगला आमच्या जरा प्रॉब्लेम येतो.
Okay, okay. ठीक है, I got it. Okay, so the Ford space, how it is defined? Let X be an infinite set. And the condition, what is the topology to? To is defined by G is a subset of X, and the condition infinity is not a member of G. Okay, to be a member of G, there are two categories. Either infinity is not a member of G, or in another case, if infinity is a member of G, what is the condition? G complement must be a finite set. Okay, to be a member of two, what are the two categories? Either infinity should not be a member, or if in case infinity is a member, then and G complement is a finite. That means there are two categories to be a member of a tau. On the condition X to be an infinite set. Okay, we have X as an infinite set and infinity is a member of a X. Okay, infinity is a member of X and topology is defined in this way. Is there any doubt about the topology? Hello? Whether you have a doubt about how the topology is defined?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
In the very similar way of co-countable and cofinite topology, we have defined this one. Okay. So let us go one by one to prove it as a topology. To prove it as a topology, let us start with the first one. What is the first one? We have to prove that phi is a member of 2. Okay. How to prove the phi is a member of 2? Okay. So to be a member of 2, what are the conditions? Either infinity is not a member of G or infinity should be a member of G and G complement is a finite set, right? So in which category we can go with that so that we can say that your phi is a member of a 2 or empty set is a member of 2. Can anyone tell me in which category the phi will be fit? What is phi? Phi is an empty set, no? Okay, just tell me whether infinity is a member of phi.
No, ma'am.
So infinity is not a member of phi. So any set whose member is not a infinity म्हणजे जे कुठल्याही सेट मध्ये इन्फिनिटी नसेल तर ते कुठे जाणार आहे टोपोलॉजी मध्ये राईट टू बी अ मेंबर ऑफ टू व्हॉट आर द कंडिशन आयदर इन्फिनिटी इज नॉट अ मेंबर ऑफ G and what is the condition G is a subset of X. No doubt here phi is a subset of every set, right? Phi is a subset of every set as well as infinity is not a member of phi and hence we can prove and by definition we can say by definition of 2 we can say that phi is a member of 2. Okay, in the very similar way we can go for the second property. If I want to prove that, what is our aim to prove in the second property? X is a member of a 2. Okay, X is a member of a 2. How to prove X is a member of 2? Firstly, we have been provided that X is an infinite set and infinity is a member of X. That means your X is now in the second category. Okay, infinity is a member of X, it is already given. So if it is given that infinity is a member of X, it will come in the second category, right? And we should see what is the complement of X also, right? So as given that, what is given to us? Infinity is a member of X. And what we can find out X complement. What is a complement of X? Can anyone tell me?
Phi.
Phi. Whether phi is a finite set?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it satisfies the second category. Okay. So if it X to be a member of 2, what are the condition? Infinity is a member of X as well as X complement. What is a complement of X is a phi. Phi is a finite set. So hence we can now say that the phi is a finite set as well as infinity is a member of X. So hence directly we can say that X is a member of a 2. So first two properties we have proved. Any doubt up to first two properties?
No, ma'am.
Let us go for the third one. What is the third property? We have to take let A and B be the members of tau. Okay, we have to take any two members of tau and we have to prove that. What is our aim to prove that? A intersection B is a member of a tau. Now, to be a member of tau, there are two categories. What are the two categories? Either infinity is a member or infinity is not a member. Okay, if infinity is a member, then its complement should be a finite set. And if infinity is not a member, then it is directly a member of a tau. Okay, what are A and B? These are nothing but your subsets of X. Now, for that one, I will go with the cases. Okay, what is a case one in which we can say that for the first case, what we will select is infinity is not a member of a intersection B. Okay, instead of selecting A and B, A and B can be from any set, no? Either you can have A as a set from 2 which contains the infinity, and on another way we can have infinity does not belongs to B. So that's why we will go for the intersection. Okay, what is our aim to prove? Whether intersection is a member of 2. Okay, to be a intersection B to be a member of 2, there are two categories. What are the two categories? In the case 1, infinity is not a member of A intersection B. Okay, if infinity is not a member of A intersection B, then directly I can say that A intersection B belongs to 2, from which we can say this is by definition of a 2. We can say directly, if infinity is not a member of A intersection B, that A intersection B or whatever the set, this whole you have to imagine as a one set. Okay, if I am saying that infinity is not a member of a intersection B. Okay, so if infinity is not a member of some set, that set will be a member of 2. Here also infinity, if it is not a member of A intersection B, it means that A intersection B is a member of a 2. Correct? Now let us go for the case 2. What is a case 2? In the case 2, we have to say that infinity is a member of the intersection, because what is our aim to show? Initially we have selected A and B from 2, and our aim is to find out whether A intersection B is a member of 2. For that we are going by the cases. Okay, what are the cases? To be a member of 2, what are the condition? Either infinity is not a member or infinity is a member. If I say that infinity is member of A intersection B, what I can write in the next step? Infinity is a member of A and infinity is a member of a B. Why I am writing and? Because for the intersection, to be a member of intersection, it should be a member of both the set. Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So now if infinity is a member of A, infinity is a member of B, and initially we have selected A and B from your topology, right? You can see here A and B are the members of 2, as well as they does not contain, and they have an infinity, right? Here we have A and B are the members of 2, as well as they contains the infinity. So in which category it will go? It will go in the second category. Infinity is a member of those A and B, as well as they are a member of a 2. Okay, so if infinity is a member, as well as we have selected A and B from 2 initially, so hence now what is our aim then? As infinity is a member, so we can directly say that A complement is finite, and we can write B complement is a finite set. Okay, now if A complement and B complement both are finite set, what about the union of two finite sets, A complement union B complement?
It is also finite.
Finite.
So finite union of finite set is finite set. Just like the countable union of countable set is countable. So you have to write down this for finite union of finite set is finite. Now I can use the one law, which is De Morgan's law. Now with the help of that I can write this as A intersection B. It's a complement. E is also finite set. I hope you are knowing these properties of intersection, union, De Morgan's law. We have studied this in the logic gates in the 12th standard. The last chapters, I hope, in the paper. Right now, have you studied these properties?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so from where we have started with infinity is a member of A intersection B, right? We have started with the infinity is a member of A intersection B, and then we have proved A intersection B its complement is a finite set, and we have proved A intersection B its complement is a finite set. So from the second category, can I say directly as A intersection B is a member of 2? Because it satisfies both the condition. If infinity is a member, its complement is a finite set, right? Have you understood this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so in both the cases, it is a, that means if you are having A and B as a member of 2, in both the cases, that is, what are the cases? Infinity is not a member of a intersection, and infinity is a member of a intersection. In both the cases, we have proved that the intersection is belonging to your topological space. Now let us go for the fourth property. What is our fourth property? Let us select A lambdas from tau for all lambda belongs to the index set. And what is our aim to prove that? Our aim is to prove that union of A lambda belongs to tau for lambda belongs to the index set. That means we have to prove arbitrary union of a open set is open set. Okay. Again we have to go for the case 1 and 2. What is the case 1? In which I can say that for the case 1 I will select infinity is not a member of a union of A lambda. Okay. If infinity is not a member of union of A lambda, that directly I can say by definition of our topological space, can I write directly as union of A lambda is a member of tau? Is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, by definition, what is our definition? To be a member of tau, infinity should not be a member, or in another case, if infinity is a member, its complement should be a finite set. So, in the case 1, if infinity is not a member of a union of A lambda, okay. So, directly it will be in the topological space. Now, let us go for the case 2. What is case 2? Infinity is a member of a union of A lambda. If infinity is a member of union of A lambda, what do you mean by being a member of union of A lambda? That means infinity is a member of at least one set. Okay. To be a member of intersection, it should be a member of every set. But if it want to be a member of a union, we can say that infinity is a member of say A lambda naught for lambda naught belongs to the index A. Is it correct? To be a member of
Yes,
union,
ma'am.
we have to select at least one set. कुठला तरी एक सेट मध्ये असेल तर तो युनियन मध्ये येऊ शकतो, right? And what is your A lambda naught? A lambda naught is from tau, right? Because we have selected A lambdas from tau, or lambda belongs to the index set. Out of all those A lambda, one of the lambda naught is in such a way that it contains the infinity, right? So by definition, okay, what is the definition? If A lambda naught is a member of tau as well as if it contains the infinity, then we can say that by definition of topology. What is the condition for by definition of topology? To be a member of tau, if infinity is a member of that set, we have to say that A lambda naught complement is a finite set. Is it okay? So now what is union? I can say now A union B contains A, right? This is what a property for any set A union B, whatever may be the union, if we are having at least one set. So here also I can write B is a subset of A union B. So in the very similar way, I can write A lambda naught is a subset of all the union of A lambdas. Correct now? Out of all those union itself, I am selecting one A lambda naught in such a way that it contains the infinity. Now, if I take a complement on both sides, what will be the result? A lambda naught, its complement is it contains union of A lambda, its complement. Okay. Now, just now I told you that A lambda naught, its complement is a finite set, right? So if I am saying that this whole set is a finite set, if this is a finite set and it contains some another set, what should be this one? It should be
Finite.
also a finite set. And hence we can say union of A lambda, its complement is also a finite set. Okay. So from where we have started? We have started with, okay, what was our things we have selected is infinity is a member of union of A lambda, and just now we have proved what we have proved, union of A lambda, its complement is a finite. Okay, so by definition of our topology, what is our definition of topology? To be a member of tau, there are two categories. Either it is infinity is not a member of tau, or if infinity is a member of G, G complement is a finite set. So here we have proved here infinity is a member of a union of A lambda, and union of A lambda, its complement is a finite set. Okay. So hence, by definition of our topology, we can say directly from these two consideration, I can say union of A lambda belongs to 2. Okay. So now I can say from 1, 2, 3 and 4, 2 is a topology on X, and hence we can say X2 is a topological space, or we can say it is simply T space. Any doubt for this example?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let us go for the next one, that is if to1 and to2 are any two topology on the same set X, then we have to find out whether their intersection is a topology or not. Right? What is the question given to us? If say to1, to2 are the topologies on the same set X. Okay, I hope you remember in initial lectures I have told you that many topologies can be defined on a single set. We have seen the examples also, right? If we are having X with the three element ABC, okay, if we are having X with the three element ABC, many topologies can be defined on the same set X. So here also we are having to1, to2 are the topologies on same set X. Now we have to find out, or we have to prove that whether to1 intersection to2 is also a topology on X. Okay, we have to find out whether to1 intersection to2 is also a topology on X or not. Are you getting what I told you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So if you remember initial lectures in which we have defined the topological space, actually what is a definition? We have seen three definition of topological space, either with the open set, closed set, or with the neighborhood property. After that, I told you that we are having X to be a set with only three elements, and we have gone with the 2 to 3 example in which we have verified whether the given topology is a topology on a X or not, or given subset of power set of X whether it is topology or not. At that time, I have given you two remarks. The one first one was if topology defined on a same n set X is need not be unique. That means many topologies can be defined on a X, right? Another remark I have given you that every subset of a power set of X need not be a topology, right? Because if every subset of power set of X need not be topology, why? Because it should satisfy all the condition, all the four conditions. Just like every subset of a your group is not a subgroup. So hence now let us go for the first one. What is our aim to prove now? To one intersection to two is a topology on it. Okay, can anyone tell me how to prove this to one intersection to two is a topology on X? How to prove to one intersection to two is a topology on X?
By proving that four properties.
Okay, that means I have to prove that. What is our aim to prove in the first one? To prove that phi belongs to one intersection to 2, na? First property, right? Prove that phi belongs to one intersection to 2, right? But we know that. What we know that? To 1 is
So one
topological
and two
space
two
as well
are.
as to 2 is a topological space. Both are topological space. If both are topological space, what is the first property for being a topological space? Phi is a member of to 1 as well as phi is a member of a to 2. Is it correct?
Yes, ma'am.
If phi are member of both the set, can I write on the next step phi is a member of to 1 intersection to 2? If Phi is a member of both the set. I can say it is member of intersection,
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
and hence we have proved that phi is a member of a 2-1 intersection 2-2. What is our aim to prove now in the next step? We have to prove that X is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2. Right? If I want to prove X is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2. Okay. But we know that what we know that 2-1 and 2-2 are the topology. If 2-1, 2-2 are the topology, what are the properties? First property is phi is a member of 2-1. Phi is a member of 2-2. Second property. What is our second property? X is a member of 2-2 as well as X is a member of 2-1 and X is a member of a 2-2. Right? 2-1, 2-2 है topology दिलेले. Right? If they are topology, we have to just use those properties. So from the second property of 2-1 and 2-2, I can say if X is member of 2-1 as well as if X is a member of 2-2, I can write X is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2. Correct? By
Yes,
property
ma'am.
of intersection. That means if any set to want to be a member of intersection, it should belongs to both the set. And hence we have proved that X is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2. So first one we have proved phi is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2. Second we have proved X is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2. What is our aim to prove in the third one? If or let A, comma B are members of 2-1 intersection 2-2. What is our aim to prove that now? We have to prove that A intersection B.
Be member of row 1 intersection row.
Okay, if A intersection B must be a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2. So for that, what is given to us? A and B are the members of 2-1 intersection 2-2, right? So for that, I can now write A is a member of a 2-1 intersection 2-2 as well as I can write B is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2, right? Because we have selected A and B from 2-1 intersection 2-2, right? And our aim is to prove that their intersection is also a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2, right? So I can write from this step A is a member of 2-1 and A is a member of a 2-2. Is it okay? By property of intersection, we can write B is a member of 2-1 and B is a member of a 2-2. Barobar? If A is a member of intersection of 2-1 and 2-2, I can write A is a member of 2-1 as well as A is a member of a 2-2. Now select these two. What are these two? A belongs to 2-1 as well as we are saying B belongs to 2-1. Right? What it means? Can I say A intersection B belongs to 2-1? If A is a member of
Yes,
2-1
ma'am.
as well as B is a member of a 2-1, can I say intersection B is a member of a 2-1?
Yes, ma'am.
How
Yes,
this
ma'am.
we can say this is we can say with the third property of a 2-1, right? What is the third property for being a topological space? If A and B are the members of topological space, their intersection is also a member, right? So you can write the reason by third property of topological space. Okay, what is the third property of topological space? If A and B are member of a 2-1, their intersection is also a member of a 2-1. In the very similar way, let us select these one. What are these two? A is a member of a 2-2. The next is B is a member of a 2-2. And we know that 2-2 is a topological space. If 2-2 is a topological space, it will satisfy the third property. What is the third property? If A and B are members of 2-2, I can directly write A intersection B is also a member of a 2-2, right? Now we can select this one. What is this one? A intersection B is a member of 2-1 as well as A intersection B is a member of a 2-2. Can I write now directly A intersection B is a member of 2-1 intersection 2-2?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, if this is one set which is a member of two one, as well as this is another set which is a member of two, right? That means A intersection B एक कोई common set है ना, just like x belongs to two one as well as x belongs to two. So hence we have written x belongs to the intersection of two one and two. So here also, if one set is a member of two one as well as the set is member of another set two, and hence we can write a intersection B is a member of two one intersection two. So then we can say that now it is closed under intersection. Now what is our aim to prove? We have to prove the fourth one. What is our aim to prove now in the fourth one? Union of A lambdas. Okay, what we have to select, let A lambdas belongs to two one intersection two for all lambda belongs to the index set. What is our aim is to prove now? Union of A lambda belongs to two one intersection two. Now try to prove this and tell me what you get. And how to prove this step by step? You have to write it and tell me fastly how to write the steps.
A lambda belongs to two one and A lambda belongs to two. Then union of A lambda belongs to two one and union of A lambda belongs to two by two one and two are topology. And if they are in both the sets two one and two, then they will be in intersection also.
Correct. Okay. So it is easy, just like our intersection. We have to just use the properties of two one and two be a topological space. You should remember at every step that we have been provided two one and two are the topological space. Okay. So I will write directly here what is given to us. A lambda belongs to two one from this step. Okay. If A lambda is a member of intersection, I can write A lambda belongs to two one as well as A lambdas belongs to two for all lambda belongs to the index set. Okay. If A lambdas are member of two one as well as A lambdas are member of two by definition of two one two are topological spaces, as two one and two are topological spaces, we can say by the fourth property. What is the fourth property? Union, arbitrary union of A lambdas belongs to two one and two. So hence we can write union of A lambda belongs to two one as well as union of A lambda belongs to two. If this set union of A lambda will be one set, na? If one set is belonging to two one as well as that set is belonging to two, I can write this as this set belongs to two one intersection two. Okay, and hence from property 1 to 4, I can say two one intersection two is a topological space. And this is what a very important property we can say, that if we are having two one and two are two different topology defined on X, we can say that their intersection is also a topology, right? So we can say that their intersection is also a topology. But my question is whether the union of two topology is a topology on X. Okay, this idea we can extend, na? If two1 two are topology on X, their intersection is also a topology, and we can extend this idea to any finite number. Okay, if instead of having finite phi1, phi2, phi3, and so on, I can have up to phi. Okay, if I define n topologies on the same set X, so I can say that their intersection is also again a topology defined on a X. But my question is whether the union will also be a topology. If two1 is topology on X, two is a topology on X, whether their union is also a topology on X. Are you getting my question? Hello? Okay, समझते question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you tell me now whether the union of topology will be a topology? On same set X, I'm not asking about the different. For different, if you are having two different set, we are not bothering about that. Simply we are saying whether if 2 1 and 2 2 are the topology on a same set X, whether their union will also be a topology. It can be proved in the step by step. Just now we have proved. Okay, think on that. Then I will write the remark. What is a remark for this one? We have proved that one intersection to 2 is a topology. So in the very similar way, I can extend this idea to any number. So to lambda, lambda belongs to the index set. I can generalize this concept for the arbitrary intersection, right? So this intersection of many topologies will be again a topology on same set X, right? So this result, whatever we have proved now, we can extend this to arbitrary intersection. So if you are having many topologies are defined on a same set X, their intersection if you are going to take, that will be again a topology on a same set X. Okay, what is a question? Whether the union will be true. For that, you can have an example, because if you want to disprove the result, one counter example is sufficient, and instead of saying an example, I can have a counter example. So for the counter example, let us take the set X is equals to with A, B, C, D, and let power set of X, what will be your power set of X? 2 raised to n, that means 2 raised to 4. How many elements it will have?
16.
Okay, so total 16 elements you have to write here. Then I will define two different topologies, X, phi, singleton A. Yes, check fastly and tell me whether TO1 is a topology. By seeing itself, you can say whether it is a topology
Yes,
or not.
ma'am.
Okay, phi and X both are member. You have to take intersection with every set. Then again it should be a member. You have to take the union. Again it is a member. Okay, these are what the 2 1 and 2 2 are the topology. Right, what is your aim to check whether to 1 union to 2 is a topology or not. For intersection, we have proved the result, okay, by the theorem itself. So that result is obviously true, but we have to give a counter example that result is not true for your union. Okay, can anyone tell me why the result is not true for the union by seeing this example and writing this and doing some calculations? Which property fails for the union?
Union of AB.
Okay. Union of singleton A, union singleton B. Normal defects.
will be AB, and if we take union of TOE1 and TOE2, there will not be AB.
So union of TOE1 and TOE2 is what? Pi x singleton A singleton B, right? And if we take this one, it is a AB, but here AB is not a member of TOE1 union TOE2. Okay. Whether everyone got the answer?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
समझते का? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, we'll go for the next one. Is the next remark is, if suppose we have F is family of all topology. If F is a family of all topology defined on a X, and let TOE1 to out of all these we have TOE1 and TOE2 the topology is defined on X, and if I say that TOE1 is a subset of TOE2, right? Because TOE1 and TOE2 are what? These are nothing but these are subset of power set of X, right? So if I say TOE1 is a subset of TOE2, then we say that TOE1 is weaker. We can say TOE1 is weaker, coarser, or we can say it is smaller topology than TOE2, or in another way we can say TOE2 is larger, stronger, or we can say it is finer topology. Okay. Simply the definition is for smaller topology and larger topology. If we are having family of all the topologies defined on X, and if suppose out of them TOE1 and TOE2 are the topology defined on a same set X, right? As I told you that in initial lectures we have proved that many topologies can be defined on a same set X, right? And every subset of power set of X need not be a topology because it should satisfy all the four conditions. And if the condition is given TOE1 is subset of TOE2, we can say TOE1 is weaker than TOE2, or smaller than TOE2, or coarser than TOE2, or we can say larger, TOE2 is larger than TOE1, stronger than TOE1, and finer than TOE1. Okay. So can you tell me which one is the smallest topology I can define on any set X?
I.
Indiscrete and discrete, these are two topologies you are knowing. What is indiscrete topological space? And discrete is power set of X. And repeatedly I am saying cardinality of topology lies in between 2 to 2 raised to n. 2 is a cardinality of indiscrete, 2 raised to n is a cardinality of discrete topological space. So for any set X, the smallest topology is indiscrete topological space. याच्यापेक्षा छोटी टोपोलॉजी डिफाइन करू शकतो का आपण?
No, ma'am.
At least 2 should be there, right? 2 members, 5 and X. Discrete topology is the largest one, which contains all the subsets of power set of X. All the subsets of X, which is nothing but power set of X. And we can say this is the largest topology defined on any set X. And the smallest topology defined on X is a indiscrete. Largest topology defined on a any set X is a discrete topological spaces. Okay. Remember these points because this will be easy for you while having an MCQ examinations. Next is comparable. Then you can compare the two topologies on the condition either TOE1 is subset of TOE2, or in another way I can have TOE2 is a subset of TOE1. Then only we can compare. Na? How to compare the sets? We have to compare the sets with the help of how many elements it have, right? And if you have provided TOE1 is subset of TOE2, we can say TOE1 is smaller. And if TOE2 is a subset of TOE1, then we can say TOE2 is a smaller, right? So how to compare the topology? When we have to compare the topology, if the condition is given, one is subset of other, right? Now let us go for the very important point that we have discussed initially in the starting lecture. I told you also to find out what is limit point, or we can say it is a cluster point, or we can say it is condensation point, or we can say it is accumulation point. Okay, there are so many names given for the limit point. It is either cluster point, condensation point, or accumulation point. Okay, so actually, I want to tell you one thing, that why general topology or the topology have been introduced, right? Okay, it is near about in the 16th or 18th century. बहुत पहले से ये टोपोलॉजी का स्टडी हो रहा था, बट उन लोग को पता नहीं था, साइंटिस्ट और मैथमेटिशियंस को, कि इसको टोपोलॉजी बोलना चाहिए या फिर जो भी टोपोलॉजी हम डिफाइन करते हैं वो रिलेटेड टू ओपन सेट है, राइट? So that's why whatever they were studying, if you go back to the history of topology, those who are interested, so how the concept of topology has been arise, because up to now we are knowing what is real algebra and all. Real analysis में हम integration लेते हैं, which is nothing but the area under the curve, and algebra is a concept which is related to set and with some algebraic operation. But what is topology? It is related to your we can say it is related to our spaces, right? Just now initially in the lectures I told you that general topology is a paper which is combination of the two things. Topology itself name suggests the meaning that topology means the study of surfaces. So for that in the 16th or 18th century बहुत टाइम लगा इस टोपोलॉजी पेपर को एग्जिस्ट होने के लिए, फ्रॉम 16 to 18th century. Many scientists, many mathematicians has worked on them, and they don't know that whether how to define a topology, right? उस वक्त उनको पता नहीं था कि हाँ ये टोपोलॉजी है, it has some properties and it is related to open set, and every member of two is open set. So later on, after many time and after many research work have been done, then they have defined it as a topology. Initially they are writing this with the help of neighborhood property. Okay, that's why I told you that the topology is defined with the three ideas. First one is with the open set, second is over with the closed set, and third one defined with the neighborhood. So initially they were thinking, or they were working on the neighborhood itself, or in another way we can have the open intervals. And someday after the completion of whole topology paper, or in somewhere earlier, because we are having only 2 months to complete the paper of topological space, and which is completely impossible. That's why I haven't taken you the history of topological space. So in short, I am saying today that it is having a very vast history, that many mathematicians are not knowing that this is a topological space and we should define like this. So they were only discussing about the open intervals. They were defining topology in a very different way. ओके और उस टाइम पे ऐसा भी नहीं था कि ना कि इंटरनेट पे सब पता चल जाता था, नहीं ना कि इस मैथमेटिशियन ने ये डिफाइन किया है. सो it requires a time that this mathematician has defined this one, and the other mathematician will verify whether this is true or not. और उस जो रिसर्च पेपर को उनके पास पहुंचने तक बहुत टाइम लग जाता था. नाउ it is available on a single click. You can go to search on a website directly. You can search for any paper. Okay, directly if you search the name of our HOD ma'am, Jyoti Mashade or Jyoti Thenge, then you will come to know how many research papers are there in her name, right? But at that time it was not possible like that. Internet नहीं था, कुछ नहीं था. तो at that time जो भी mathematician, suppose some of the mathematician are there in Germany and some another is there in USA and some is there in America or somewhere else. So सब लोग का जो रिजल्ट कंबाइन हुआ, वो कंबाइन होने के बाद उसको टोपोलॉजी में डिफाइन किया कि हाँ दिस इज व्हाट ए टोपोलॉजी and this is what the study. So initially they were discussing this as a open interval itself, or they were defining initially as a neighborhood, and then they have defined it in the form of open interval, and then later on after many years, I don't know exactly the date, the first book of topology were given. I will give you the in detail idea. I have a one PPT that how the topology has been introduced. So it takes many a time to introduce the concept of a topology. I will give the names of all the scientists or the mathematician, those who work on the topology. एक्चुअली उनके खुद की लाइफ में भी उनको समझ में नहीं आया कि उन्होंने टोपोलॉजी पे इतना काम किया है. Later on, it is defined that this is what a topology and what are the properties of topology, and whatever the study we are doing about the general topology. This is what the only introduction about the topology. Next is what differential topology or algebraic topology. That is what the next branches of a topological spaces. So initially they were only discussing about the neighborhood and the open intervals, right? So what we are discussing about now, limit points, cluster point, condensation point or accumulation point, right? I told you that initially you have to clear all the ideas about these limit point in the real analysis or in the metric space, right? Initially we have proved one theorem that every metric space is a topological space, right? Every metric space is a topological space, and उसके बाद भी एक space है every Banach space. Banach space is there, and Hilbert space is also there. So you have to verify all these properties. Every metric space is a topological space, and then you have to find out the relations. I think you are knowing these relations. Whether you know Euclidean, ED, UFT, and PID, then ring, Euclidean domain, UFD, PID, and field. What is the relation in between all this? Which one implies which one? I hope you have one theorem, no? Every UFT is a PID or every PID is UFT. कुठला होता theorem? Okay, just tell me where you have studied this UFD, PID.
Algebra 1.
Algebra 1. Whether you know the relation between all this, whether every ring is a field or every field is a ring. Every field is
ring.
Okay, so you have to tell me all the relations. Just like this, no? Every metric space is a topological space. You have to find out the relation. What is the relation between field, UFD, PID, ED? Which one implies which one? Means this is what the field, then the another UFD, then PID, then next one is the last one. Okay, the last one is a ring. Okay, as the number of conditions are going to increase, the set becomes smaller and smaller. Just like the thing. If I say that you are a student of Solapur University, right? You can be student of a campus itself, or you can be student of UG, you can be student of a PG, or you can be student of any affiliated college, right? But if I impose one more condition that you are a student of a campus, again the set becomes smaller. In the very similar way, here also ring is vast, but if you come to a field, there are so many conditions or so many properties, right? Every ring cannot be a field because there are so many properties imposed on a ring so that it can be a field. So in the very similar way, if I say that you are a student of Solapur University, you can be student of affiliated college, UG or PG. And if I say that now if you are a student of a campus, then the set become again smaller one, right? And again, if I say that you're a student of computational science, right? Initially, you are a student of Solapur University, SUS. Then you are a student of campus. Then you are a student of computational science. And if I say directly, if you are a student of Department of Mathematics, that group become very smaller one, right? So in the very similar way, you should write down what is the relation between all these UFD, PID, Euclidean domain, EDA, and field and ring theory. Okay. So let us stop the lecture today. We will go over the definition in the next lecture. What is a limit point, and we'll see some of the examples or how to actually find out the limit point, because up to now we don't know how to find out the limit point. No, definition बघितले, whether you come to know or whether you have found the how to find out a limit point. Okay, we are just knowing the definition. Even we are knowing the definition of continuity. Okay, what is the definition for continuity? For mod of x minus a, there we should have mod of f of x minus f of a
F of 1.
is less than epsilon whenever this is less than delta. Whether for any example, suppose I have given you an example, f of x is equal to x square within the interval say 1 to 2. Okay, you haven't worked out up to now that what is delta and what is epsilon. Actually kabhi find out kya hai delta and epsilon. In the very similar way, in the next lecture we will see how to find out the limit point for any set. Okay, just like in the real analysis I told you that if suppose 0 is there, how to find out the limit points. Okay, for on the real line, how to find out the limit point. And instead of having a real line, if I say that set of integer, okay, what are the limit points of set of integer? These are nothing but your real numbers. Okay, so how to find out the limit point, how the actually definition of limit point works, that we will see in the next lecture. Okay, thank you for attending. You can leave the meeting.